It's Taco Tuesday!
Yo, it's Taco Tuesday, so I'm back with another banger. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 NFT projects that I'm very bullish on, I'm really hyped about. So today I've got 5 new ones. For each of these, it is still way early. You guys have plenty of time to get whitelisted. And I also think that these projects are all unique in their own way, which is why I really am bullish and think that they all should do really well. Real quick, for the channel overall, I am going to aim to get 2 uploads out a week. No guarantees on that or any guarantees on this week that I'll even be able to deliver that. That way you guys aren't waiting, each Tuesday to get kind of the early alpha or the upcoming NFT projects. A lot of the time, I find these projects early on, follow them, turn the notifications on, and I really wait for Tuesday to come around or for more developments and more info to come out. And so what I'll try to do is when I do allocate a handful of projects that I'm really excited for, I'll just drop a video on a Thursday or Friday on top of Tuesday's uploads. That way you guys can get a head start on the competition for getting whitelisted in these projects. As always, with all my videos, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please always do your own research. Hammer the like button if you guys have been enjoying the content. Subscribe to the channel and then drop a comment down below. What projects are you guys hyped about or that you want me to look into? At the top of that list is going to be Lonely Pop. So this is going to be a art project by Bush Robbins or Noina. And then the studio behind it is actually going to be OX Studio. And if you guys are familiar with Threelanders, they were actually the studio that helped out with that project. I want to say that was the first project that they actually got involved in. They just recently released their OG pass. The floor is at 7 ETH, which is insane to me. The collection is very small. I believe it's going to be 1,000 collection size. Basically, holding this pass is going to give you access and whitelist to these upcoming projects like Lonely Pop. So keep that in mind. I know Lonely Pop is going to be probably one of the first mints after Threelanders that they'll have done. They're also working on Ugly People, Dreamy. I think there's a few other projects out there. So definitely keep an eye on OX Studio just overall in terms of what they have cooking up. So if we look at the art for Lonely Pop, it is going to be, cartoony, have this kind of anime inspired. It's got these really bright, vivid colors. And I think really there's this kind of idea of like positivity and, collectiveness that's involved with this project. It actually has this greater message about, loneliness and mental health. And there was just an AMA the other day where the founders went and spoke about kind of loneliness being obviously not only in the name, but really having the true central theme around this project. So I did tune into the AMA. It was very, very brief. It was mainly just an introduction of the team. One thing that I'll point out that's important, over 1,400 people were listening to this AMA for a project that has just opened their Discord, just started to have this. It's still way out from minting. Having 1,400 in there is a great sign of already just the hype and the strength of this community. Also, in terms of any info that we got, the mint is expected to be late May, early June. Definitely join the Discord, check out what they've got going on. Plenty of time for you guys to get involved still. The next project is Renga. This is going to be a handcrafted collection inspired by community, art, and imagination. So their first tweet was just early in April. It was kind of just this lo-fi type vibe with like just really unique colors. I think there was a little bit of a song playing here, but like I said, very lo-fi type vibes. So it says Renga is a sequential art or picture, graphic storytelling differentiated from manga by its liberal use of page space. So that gives you a bit of an idea of just kind of the inspiration and what could be going on here. I don't think these are the NFTs, more the storytelling. I'm not entirely sure though, because I don't think this is going to be your traditional PFP project. And the reason that I say that is because the artists Dirty Robot and Renga Factory already have this collection, The Art of Seasons. So if you guys can see here, this isn't your typical PFP project. It very much is portraying these kind of scenes with that same kind of color palette that we saw in the lo-fi video and teaser. This project took off. I want to say I found out about The Art of Seasons around maybe 0.4. I saw it pop up in a couple alpha groups. Even when I saw it go to 0.8, which was just 2 days ago or a day ago, I was like, wow, this thing is really ripping. Wake up and it's up another half ETH at 1.3 right now. So the reason why, if you own one of these pieces, you will get whitelisted for Renga. Like I said, the hype is building. It's still very early on, but people are already trying to secure this whitelist spot. What do we know about the project other than owning that will get you whitelist? The artist is going to be Dirty Robot. So if you guys aren't familiar with Dirty Robot, he was actually covered by Vice. He was also covered by Hypebeast and a lot of other magazines and articles and whatnot. Definitely a reputable artist here with some really dope work. It kind of has this futuristic feel to it. You'll kind of see that same kind of color palette pop up over and over again. And essentially what he did was this 365 project, meaning that he did one illustration for every single day in a year. So you can see, this right here is, 272, 273. We've got, 214 here. This looks like something straight out of Back to the Future. So it's just really dope what we've seen from kind of his past work and the 365 project. Definitely has this kind of background in comics and cartoons, as you can tell by Renga and what we've seen so far on their Twitter. So the next project is actually going to be an existing collection. It's going to be Lyke Island. So this minted, I want to say maybe in that January, February timeline, really right around Invisible Friends from what I remember. And it was just in that peak of the bull run where everything was crazy. There was projects popping off left and right. And I think Lyke Island was one that had, has a really small collection, really tight-knit community. From my understanding, it's really just an art project. And I know that, a lot of PFPs are kind of the hype these days. So I think Lyke Island just has gotten a little bit lost in the sauce. And I think this is a sleeping giant across the board. So as you guys can see, that first Genesis collection had 120 items. Floor price has been holding at 2.5 ETH. So these were going to be they're hand illustrated animated plots from, Lyke Island. And to me, these just look dope. Like all of these scenes just look really cool to me. I don't even believe that there's this greater metaverse play with their Genesis 2 collection. We're starting to see an ecosystem being built out here where that's not completely off the board. So if we head on over to their Discord, and basically the Genesis 2 collection is going to be about, who lives on Lyke Island. So it's going to be around the inhabitants of Lyke Island. It's going to be 100% allow listed, mint price, mint date, we don't know. 3,000 collection of the inhabitants, and that's going to be accompanied with 84 new special animated plots. And so if you hold the Genesis 1, you're going to get 2 mints for each of the plots that you hold. There's actually a little bit of game theory here, which I think is very interesting. So essentially, these inhabitants are going to be parts of family. At least some of them are going to be. And so if you collect an entire family, you're actually going to be able to get, one of the unique rare plots. So with only having, a mint or two, you're going to have to actually go on secondary to potentially fill out, the entire family that you're going after. It's going to really gamify the entire mint and, post-mint process of, look, there are these unique lands. I need one more person to get this unique land. This person has it listed for whatever amount. There's going to be a lot of trading and swapping and a lot of activity here. To me, this just sounds super cool. And I really like that idea of kind of having some kind of game or game theory a part of the mint process. So I'll show you guys just some of the sneak peeks of the new animated plots. This one right here looks dope. Obviously, they all have, a little bit of a story. This is the Medici Island, which is kind of one of their mega plots. Dude, there's just so much going on here. The detail is insane. I still think it's very early. There's not a ton of people talking about, this Genesis 2 collection. Next, we're looking at BBRC, and it's BBRC Ivy Boys. I want to say Ivy Boys is actually the name of this upcoming collection. 120,000 followers on Twitter. And so the project has really taken off in terms of hype. They do have a closed Discord right now, but they are tweeting out links and codes to get in. So hopefully you guys, if you're interested, follow them, notifications on, and be on the lookout for those codes. The thing that really caught my eye and started to really get interested in the project was the artist behind it. Aaron Chang is going to be a design director for New Balance in Korea. You get a little bit of his background here. He's been in the creative industry for 10 plus years, New Balance is actually one of my more favorite brands out there in terms of just shoes and sneakers. So it's really dope to see that he already has this connection. So immediately people are going to think, you know, collabs with New Balance. I'm sure that's not impossible or not something, you know, absurd. Definitely there's some potential there. And so if we head over to Instagram, Aaron's got, 50,000 followers on IG. You can get a look at some of the, potential Ivy Boys, potentially part of the collection, maybe the inspiration or just kind of what he's been working on. I'm guessing the traits are going to be all the different types of, clothing and whatnot. For anyone who's really into fashion or sneakers, I think this is a must-have project in your collection. You know what I mean? From what we see here, it just looks really, really cool. And like I said, if you're into fashion, I can see Ivy Boys being a project that you'll be really, really hyped about. All right, so my fifth and final upcoming project is gonna be Moneybags. You can see they've got 21,000 followers on Twitter already. It's gonna be a collection of 5,555, and this is gonna be animated NFTs here to pump your bag. If we look at the roadmap here, their phase one is gonna be, after 2 days after mint, depending on the percentage of mint, if it fully mints out or not, which character you end up minting is going to determine basically your potential reward. So let's say you get lucky, you get the 1 of 1, okay? And you get the diamond. You're going to get 50 ETH reward. So just by minting that, you're getting 50 ETH. You don't even have to sell it. The secondary sales is going to be very interesting because I'm sure there's going to be like a claim and whether you want to claim it or not. Obviously, if anyone wins this, they're probably just going to claim the 50 ETH and call it a day, but you still have the NFT that you can hold or sell after that. So you can see the breakdown here of the amounts of these different characters, what the potential reward is. Moneybags comes out and the whole thesis of their project is that there's opportunity for you to make more money. To me, that just makes a lot of sense, but this can go one or two ways. And so it will be very interesting. And I'll talk about that in 1 second. Phase 2, they're basically going to be giving away, 1 ETH every day for 10 weeks. And then phase 3 is going to be, they're going to make an initial investment of 55 ETH to a multi-sig community wallet. And then 2%, which I think is very low in my opinion, 2% of secondary market sales are going to be directed to that wallet as well. That's going to be to build up wealth and for, like financial education and opportunities. I think the 2% is very low. I think that's one of the only few red flags that I've seen so far. The only thing is like if you're promising to do giveaways, they have to do it, obviously. So if they end up doing all these giveaways and there's all these opportunities to, kind of have game theory and win ETH and not even have to worry about selling or flipping your NFT, that'll be very, very interesting because people are going to want to hold so that they're able to participate in these different events and giveaways to just flat out get ETH. They won't even need to sell. And so what that will do is that's going to obviously create, a lot of demand potentially for this project. People are going to be willing to sell. You're going to see the floor rise. Project is going to make a lot of money off of the royalties. And so that 2% could turn out to be, a significant amount. If they actually deliver and do go through with these giveaways and everything like this, this is a one of a kind thing where I don't think anyone has done this so far. And so to me, that's very interesting. Like I said, the art itself, these kind of walking animations, hopefully there's, a decent bit of variety. Hopefully everyone doesn't own the same exact character. Like there's not, 50 gold bars that everyone owns and it's exactly the same. Hopefully there's some variety in some kind of way. But regardless, I think this is an interesting project. It's very early. We don't know the mint date or mint price or anything like that. So obviously that is a huge factor on the outcome of, how I feel about this project. But I do think it's one that you guys should check out. So to wrap up our video, I give you guys my top 5 projects that I think are all very unique. I think there's a ton of potential with each of them. Plenty of time to get whitelisted spots. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this format. Like I said, I am going to try to get another upload in each week to give you guys just that early alpha a bit earlier than I have been. As always, if you guys want to stay up to date with any of the projects I'm looking into or talking about, definitely follow me on Twitter. That's where I'll be tweeting and sharing whatever I'm able to find right away as soon as I find it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment on your thoughts on any of these collections that are upcoming. And until next time, I'm out.